Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome to the Morale Booster Podcast. I am your host, Dr. John Ugulu, the Morale Booster. In this season of From Idea to Impact, we will be navigating the journey of an author. We will dive deep into the creative process, the challenges, and the triumphs that come with bringing a book to life. In this episode, we are thrilled to welcome our guest author, Ariel Griffin. She is the author of the book titled The Light in You Deserves to Shine. Yes, I love that title. The
Hello,
light
thank you.
in you. Yes, the light in you deserves to shine. So let's embark on this inspiring journey together. And Ariel Griffin is an entrepreneur. Yes, and she's also an author. She cares deeply for anyone she cross paths with, and also has a very outgoing and bubbly personality. Ariel loves art, nature, and live music. She is very passionate about beauty and wellness. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, please join me as I welcome Ariel Griffin to the Morale Booster. Welcome, Ariel.
Hello, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Yes, I was just smiling when I was reading all your, all the things you love to do. Uh, you're a bubbly person. Now, how do you? I know you have a young child, right? So how do
Yes,
you?
I have two young children. I have me and my husband, we have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. Gabrielle, my daughter, well, she's 3, and Arnell is 6. So we have a
Mm,
girl and a boy, one of each,
oh,
a perfect pair.
oh, oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. So I believe you still have about 8 more to go, right?
You know what? I think since God went on ahead and gave me one of each and I got a perfect pair, I think, I'm gonna kind of wash my hands to it. I think I'm done.
Yes, 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 yes. That's good. Children are blessings from God, and we
Yes.
thank God. And for those who are listening to us right now, who are still praying to God for the fruit of the womb, I don't know who that person is, but I want to tell you now that this is your season. This is your season of answered prayers. This is your season where God will bless you and your household with the fruit of the womb. So yes, amen, amen, amen. So thank you so much, Ariel, for joining us on this program. So tell us about your personal business. I know as an entrepreneur, you are you love the health and beauty space. Tell us how you have been impacting that space and what precisely you do in that sector.
So, I'm a nail technician, a esthetician, and a life coach. So, with my clients, what I do, I combine beauty and wellness together. So, when
Mhm.
my clients are coming, because I travel, so I'm mobile. So, when I'm
Okay.
doing my clients, whether it's events at home, corporate, or luxury events, I combine doing my affirmations and really tuning in with my clients and just helping them to understand that, so they can be comfortable to express
Right.
themselves. But I feel like we all are dealing with things. And a lot
Hmm.
of times, as beauty professionals, clients come to us as an outlet. So they come to us to feel better and look better. So in that safe space I've created for my clients, I want them to feel good, not just their outer appearance, their nails and their skin, but I want their internally. I want them to be able to feel better, on both ends. So I do a lot of bedridden clients as well, because, like I said, a lot of elderly people that are in nursing homes, or if they're living at home and they have like caregivers and stuff coming, they still want to feel beautiful too. So I feel like with what I do, it goes beyond just the nail table or the aesthetic bed. It's more internal. And God allowing me to be a beacon of light and love, to utilize my gifts to uplift others in that capacity. I've been into what I'm doing now. It's coming up on 15, almost 16 years in the industry. And it's been
Wow.
such a blessing to me, just seeing my clients, how they thrived, and just the feedback I get from them. Because even though
Mm.
I am an entrepreneur, but my clients are still my boss. So when they're happy, I'm happy.
Right, 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 right. And so basically, you've been doing it for over a decade. It
Yeah, I
means
started.
it
Yeah, I went
yes.
started young because as soon as after high school, it's like I always knew what I wanted to do. I've always loved nails, even as a younger girl. I've always loved beauty and wellness. So
Mm.
I've always tapped into what I love, and always said I want to make a career out of that, and do it for a
Right.
living.
Oh, okay, that's great. That's great. It means you have seen both the good side and the bad side of it. So right now
Yeah.
it's all about taking it to the next level. What are your plans
Yes.
for the business? What are what are your plans for the next 5 years for the business?
The next 5 years, I'm definitely going to tap more into my authorship and my life coaching, because I
Hmm.
feel like even though I've been doing nails and beauty in that platform, Adore Beauty and Nails, but for me, I know that I want to travel more on a global level and do more like self love, self help workshops, where of
Right,
course I'm combining beauty and wellness together. But I really see me on a global level, traveling the world, and doing that, as well as my foundation, Nails and Self Esteem, giving back, helping people raise more money for different, like you said, 501(c)(3)s, or things that are
right.
making an impact in this world that are needed.
Mm.
So those are the things that I see in the future for my brand.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. You're doing an amazing job, and that sector that you are right now, I believe it's a great one because you help people build their self-esteem. You help
Yes,
people see the beauty within them. So keep doing what you do. All
thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. So now I know typically in being in that sector, you should be very busy, I believe. Extremely
Yes,
busy during the weekdays, right?
yes.
Yeah. So now the reason why I'm asking is, how were you able to now start writing or become an author while working on that extremely busy niche?
So, in between, like my babies, I have small children. So each year that I had them, I took off a year. So on
Mm.
maternity leave, in between that time, that's when I started writing. So I wrote a little bit every day. And that's like I tell anybody, you have to make the time to write. So for me, God put on me like this is the time to start writing. Because like I said, I've
Mm.
always desired to be an author since I was in like second grade. I always said one day I want to write a book. So
Mhm.
I made that time. Like I said, each time I was on maternity leave, I just started writing a little bit every day, which it did take me up to 3 years to actually get everything written. And I keep I said my baby right here. This is the journal that I've started. This was how I started writing. So everything in my book, of course, is much longer and more, a lot compared to when we had it edited and everything. But it just a little bit every day, and I was able to connect with my publicist, Tykara from Vols Consulting and Publishing, and from there, that's when I started the process of okay, it's time. So it took me 3 years, but I did it in between my
That's
maternity
what
leaves. And
matters. That's what matters.
so
You got it done.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
started
So,
started with all the imperfections. There's so many
Yeah.
people who would want to write and say, hey, um, I need to put all the pieces together before I can start writing. But you did not wait for that. You started just by journaling, just by writing down your ideas. Then later on, you realize that there could be somebody who could help you expand on
Yeah.
those journals, right? That's how it worked for you,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Awesome.
And
Great. Great. Great.
what I tell anybody, for me, because I meet a lot of different clients and people that tell me they want to be authors, and I always just tell them,
Mhm.
just start, get some blank journals, just start writing. And I always ask them, like, what books do they or have they already read that they love, so they can maybe know the style that they might want to do, because there's so many different books, children's books and journals and bios, and so it's really based on each individual and what legacy we want to leave behind, because authorship is legacy.
I love that. Authorship is legacy. And you talked about reading. Because if you want to
Yes.
start writing books, you need to cultivate the habit of reading, because
Yes.
it's like that would be their easiest form of mentorship. That way, they see how the book, the how it's outlined, how it's written, and
Mhm.
things like that. So, thank you so much for sharing that with me.
You're
So,
welcome.
can you share some of the biggest challenges you faced in your writing journey and how you
So
overcame them?
So for me, yeah, I had a lot of setbacks. Like I said, because in between writing and being a mom and juggling so many hats, for me, it was the constant editing. Okay, we got to take this out, add this in. So I did have a lot of, sleepless nights, late nights, early mornings, and a lot of tears. My publicists, we're on the phone and we're on Zoom calls and back and forth. And I had some health challenges too. Like, I was out for about 3 weeks. I had got, like, really, really sick, and then my publicist had got sick. She was out for 5 weeks. So, I just went through a lot of that. But what I will say is having good inspiration in your corner and having your faith, because I feel like anything we do, it is faith-based, so, having God on my side, and most importantly, having my mentors and my cheering section, that's what helped me push through, because it was a lot of days I was really discouraged, because like I said, even the writing, and, when you're writing everything down from scratch, and, your vision and what God gave you to do, it's never easy, you know. So for me, like I said, I had a lot of late nights and just things not going the way I wanted them. And even with my actual launch party, I had to keep changing the book signing date, because then my publicist had moved out of town. So it was like, we're okay, are you available this day? Oh, that don't work for me. Or that. So I literally changed my date for my book signing at least 7 times. But
Wow,
the good thing
wow.
is, I didn't let it discourage me. And that's why I tell anybody, anything worth having in life, usually you got to do the work to get it done. And everything is not always everything easy is not always worth having. So for me, those were the challenges I faced. And for me, I think as entrepreneur as well as authorship, it's all in how you can pivot through those things. It's not that we have to change the outcome. It's just sometimes we got to redirect the path as to how we get there. He'll align you with the right people, the resources, and we just have to be obedient, and the discipline. Like I said, it's not always the fluff and the pretty things. It's more of the behind the scenes, the things that you have to get done that you don't necessarily want to do. The discipline to carry you through. So
Yeah, that resonates with me. You talked about changing the release date several times. I know that alone can discourage people, because
yes,
you might say, "Hey, I want this date as the release date," and before you know it, you get a feedback saying, "Hey, there was a typographical error on page XYZ," or you say, "Hey, you know what? I'm not feeling well." And yeah, that happened to me several
yeah,
times too. So it's good you shared that, because the new
yeah.
authors might be experiencing that.
And
Um,
I want to say this to one of my good friends. Her name is Danielle. I was just speaking on a panel not too long ago at a Mind Your Mind event that she hosted. And one thing she said that really, really resonated with me, and this is the perfect time to say it. She said that it's just like you think about when they're making cars, when they're on the line, and sometimes, they don't know till later that the car has an imperfection and or something's wrong with it until they put it out there to try it. So she said that's the same concept as entrepreneurship. You go ahead and put your whatever that is out there and then just see what good will come back from it. And then you'll, make corrections as you go along, and that's the same concept with our authorship. It's more so just doing it, because time will pass by. Like my publicist just told me, she said, Ariel, you're already ahead of yourself by actually taking time to write the book. It's so many people years later, they're like, oh, I want to be an author. I want to be author. But the truth is, it's time. You have to take the time to actually sit down and write it. It's no way around it unless you're going to get a ghostwriter. But then it's like, is it really coming from you if you can't really, to write it and really express it in the way? Because I feel like it's like storytelling. You're just telling it from your perspective. And everybody, I believe in my heart that everybody has a book in them. Legacy. I feel like it's like the same building, just different viewpoints. We all have a wow factor, or we're all experts at something that we can help others. And I feel like it's a testament of that when we write books, and it's legacy. So yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where you're listening to us from right now. Please remember to like and share this broadcast. Here's the reason why: because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. There's so many friends and social media friends that you have who are aspiring authors, but because they've not been able to listen to the right message, because they've not been able to meet with the right people, that dream, that vision of them wanting to write books have been dormant for a very long time. So just by sharing this message, you might just be helping somebody revive that dead dream, that dormant dream. It is free to share it. It's not going to cost you anything to share it. So please like and share this broadcast. So thank you so much for joining us. We're still here live and direct with Queen Ariel. So yeah, let's right now you have only published this book, which is titled "The Light in the Light in You Deserves to Shine." Any plans of writing a second book, a third book, a fourth book?
Well, to be honest, my second book is already written, which I'm going to be working with Taikana soon, Taikara Nicole soon to finish getting that published next. Which my next book is a little more meatier. Like this book is an affirmation journal workbook, but my next book is it's still going to be self-help motivational, but it's going to be a little bit more of my life story and the things that I've overcame and inspiration to help others. And that's going to be called Beautiful and Foolish. So that's going to be coming out next. And then I actually got inspiration for my third book. So I'm going to start. I've been writing a little bit on that now. That one's going to be called Behind the Smile. So I
Mm,
believe for me, a lot of my books are going to, of course, be self help, inspirational, and motivational. Because, like I said, with my divine assignment on this earth, is like I said, being a beacon of light. And that's in anything I'm doing, just trying to bring that positive energy to the world. Because I feel like we have so much just negativity day to day, and just being on this earth just the things that we have to overcome daily, the daily trials and tribulations, the growing pains of life, right? So I feel like it was my divine assignment from God for me to be that positive light. So that's what I really, most of my books are going to be based
oh,
off of
okay.
helping others to overcome.
Okay. Oh, well, that's great. That's great. Looking forward to your next publication, your next book. So now, how can people find your book? Where can they get your book with the
So
Angelina?
I'm glad you asked that. So currently my book it's on Amazon. And I have, like I said, when you look it up, the lighting you deserves to shine. And then I keep these, my special QR code. And the shirt I'm wearing too, it has my QR code on it too. But I have a sale. The Lord put on me to do a sale for the next months up until the year. So my book is normally $33.33, but right now I have a $20 off sale. So my book is 13.33. And I know everybody's like wondering about the threes, but those are my divine numbers. So
Mm,
what's amazing is that my book is 33 days, but day 33 came to me in a dream. So I actually wrote the ending of my book first, which was
mm.
the day 33. And that's how I was able to get my book started. I wrote the ending first. So, and then it took me 3 years to write it. And then I was 33 when it was officially published. So the threes, they've
Okay.
always showed up for me. Those are my lucky numbers in life. Yeah.
Right, right. That's a good one. So can you tell us what they will benefit from purchasing your book? What does it talk about? How will it help them? And
So
why
my
do they need to buy it?
Okay, so my book is a testament, like I said, of my loves, which is affirmations and journaling. So my book, within 33 days, I give them 33 days of assignments, self-help to help them shift their mind, self-care, self-love, and it's like learning to love their self again and learning their passion. It's like, because I think in life we learn so much about others and what we love about everybody else, and self-love and self-care is not something, sometimes people, they're not taught that. So they go through life being depleted by so many other people. And then they know what everybody else love, their mother, their, siblings, whoever they're dating, their significant other. And then it's like when it comes to them, like when I do spa parties, I always do self-love too. And I would ask the group of whoever I'm doing, I say, well, tell me something you love about yourself. And a lot of people can't tell me that. So in my book, it's going to help them to pivot through those things and shift their mindset, and just have a better life as to their what they're speaking, the meditation and the mindfulness, and just actually. And it's I feel like I've made my book where it's on a level even young girls or youth and young adults where they can understand as well. So for my book, they'll feel much better, once they, after the 33 days, and they do everything in there, answer the questions, they'll feel a lot better about themselves and their life. I've had a lot of testimonials, which my reviews are up on Amazon, as well as clients. A lot of times when I'm doing their service, I have them pick a random number out of my book, and I go to that day and we read the affirmations and we do self-help work as well. So I feel like my book, it'll be like you're having, a dinner date or a brunch date with your number one cheerleader, cheering you on and just helping you to get your mind and everything in order to just have a more peaceful, positive life. So it's very uplifting.
I
So
love
yeah.
that. So I'm sure you have all heard for yourself. You've heard what she said. Get a copy of her book titled "The Light in You Deserves to Shine." It's
And if you're
available on
wondering,
Amazon. Yes.
this butterfly, so I'm a butterfly lover, as you can see.
Oh, oh, okay.
I
Okay.
love
That's
because I feel like with me, I'm a social butterfly myself, but I've always gravitated towards butterflies. I love it. And
oh, okay.
for me, that's why it's a beautiful big butterfly on the front cover of my book. And you can see
Okay.
the light.
That's great. To everyone
Yeah.
listening to us via yes, to everyone listening
So,
to us via podcast. It's that book right there that has the big butterfly on it. So we have
yeah.
more, yeah, we have more of podcast listeners. They cannot see. A lot of them cannot see the video, but yes, it's
Okay.
that book on Amazon titled "The Light in You Deserves to Shine." It's a book that would help you discover who you truly are. It's a book that would help you identify the greatness within you. So it has a big butterfly on the cover
Yes.
of the book. So go get a copy now. And do you have any coaching programs that you want to talk about?
So what I do, like I said, with the beauty and the wellness, I do a lot of self love and self care workshops. So for me, when I do those things, it's more personalized.
Right.
Like the last one I did, I usually have no more than like 10 to 15 people. And
Right.
then the maximum size I would do is no more than 23 people because I try to keep it very intimate where I can
Mm,
really pour into each person that's there and just really love on them. Because, like I said, it is my divine assignment to be able to teach love and self care. Because, like I said, a lot of times people truly don't know the things that make them happy.
mm,
Just the other day, I'm gonna bring up an example. Just the other day, I was in my Uber on my way going to a networking event, and one of my Uber drivers heard me on the phone talking with someone about happiness, and he was like,
mm,
what is it, where does he said, where does happiness, how can you become happy? Like, where does the happiness come from? And I was explaining to him that it is internal and it's per person because some people think it's materialistic. They think it's money. They think it's things of that sort, but your happiness, it comes from within and it comes from God. So I was explaining that to the things that we can do to add to our happiness as well as to take from it. And some people, they truly aren't operating in their gifts or operating in the things that they're passionate about or the things they love. So I think that that's why, like I said, I like to do the workshops and just educate people because everybody has a different thought process of happiness and everybody measures success differently. And success and self love, they go hand in hand because when people don't feel their best and they're not going out and living in their purpose, they're not going to feel fulfilled. And that's where that, depression can sit in, and other things. And life is going to keep going on. Time waits on no one. So life can pass you by and if you're not tapping into your self love, your self care, and the things that keep you great and keep you doing the things that you love in this world, you could easily fall by the wayside, you know? So, with the self love and the self care workshops that I do teach, of course, they get one of my books. They get a customized self love and self care bag. And then, of course, I serve, have like refreshments for them, healthy, high vibrational foods and things that are going to give them energy and make them feel good. So that's usually what I do. Yeah, in
okay,
the workplace.
great. Thank you so much for sharing. You have all heard it all. Yes, you can reach out to her via Facebook or Instagram. Um, her contact information is right there in front of you. Go ahead, follow her now on social media. If you've got any questions, send her a DM, and she will be more than happy to respond to you all. So I want you to, before we go, I would want you to take a minute, just 1 minute, to
Mm.
encourage, just say some words of encouragement to that young lady or that young man who has a job that he or she truly loves, and that job is so busy, it takes their time, too much of their time, and they have the plans of becoming authors one of these days. Just share some words of encouragement, letting them know how they can possibly, you know, focus on the work or the job or the business, and at the same time, understanding that it is possible for them to also write a book while they work. I'll give you 1 minute to do that.
Okay, so for me, I would tell anybody that's tuning in, balance is key. So what you can for sure do, even though you might be working a regular job, it might get overwhelming. You just have to set aside the time and just get an empty journal, start writing a little bit every day, coming up with the title. And then of course your regular job is going to help you fund your authorship because it's, we have to, of course, fund that as well. So you can take that to help fund your dreams. And definitely don't get discouraged. It is hard and it won't be easy, but anything worth having in this life, we got to do the work and we got to make the time. So be
Yes,
encouraged, and you can and you will.
yes, you can and you will. She said, anything worth doing. Well, the popular saying would say anything worth doing is worth doing well.
And I
But
like The scripture that you put up, Philippines 4 and 6, about not being anxious about anything, and most
Yes.
importantly, the fact that when we make our requests to God,
Hmm.
God knows the desires of our heart. And I feel like
Yes.
when you take the first steps and just start the writing process, or look, figure out resources and things, it's like God will do the rest for you. But just taking those steps, just starting to write, and keep your motivation and inspiration, you'll be able to get it done, in time. You know.
Right. I love that. Thank you so much. The popular saying goes like this: anything worth doing is worth doing well. But it's also good to let people know that initially you might not get it right. You might not do it well. You might do it so badly. So, for the sake of helping people boost their morale, I would say anything worth doing is worth doing badly at first.
Yes.
It's worth it. Keep going. And you talked about keep going. That's where the law of vibration comes in. And that's where the law of attraction comes in. But a lot of us only know, so many people only know about the law of attraction. But one has to happen before the attraction can come in. So
Yeah.
that's
And
where the law of vibration happens first, which means you have to put yourself on that frequency to know that, hey, I must write this book. Come
yes,
rain, come sun.
and the
I must
discipline. Yes.
write it. Yeah, I must write this book. Put yourself on that frequency. And when
And
you leave yourself on that frequency, at that after that, the law of attraction will set in. That attraction will now be, oh, the people who will help you, the tools you would need to get started. But you
yeah,
must be on that
the
frequency first.
discipline and
Yes.
dedication and the resilience, because we have to push through some, because we all are going to have down days, and things aren't always going to go our way, but we pivot through that. And
Indeed.
and we owe it to ourselves. And I tell people, I don't necessarily tell people my dreams, I show them my dreams and my
I
what
love
I'm
that.
doing. And you don't that's what how you show people. You don't tell them, you show them your dreams by your
You
action.
show them.
And even within the life coaching, it's leadership. To it's not necessarily to be able to lead, you have to know how to follow as well. And people pay attention to your actions and what you're doing. It's not what's coming out of our mouth most of the time, but it's in alignment to our footwork. And are we walking what we're talking, so just the footwork behind that as well. So for me, like I said, anybody tuning in, I just want to leave a few, like I said, just the inspiration to let you know that anything in this world that we can see in our mind, and the things that we know we desire and that we really work hard to have, we can make that happen. We can create. It's nothing that God won't do for us. When we do our part, He'll do His part. And each time, like even me through everything, I feel like He's always showed up for me in ways that it's just I be just like speechless sometimes, and I'm like, thank you, God, because we all are going to go through tough things in life. We all have a sad story, but we can take that same story and we can use that and win with it. We can use that same energy, that pain, that suffering, the heartache, and we can fuel that and put that into our dreams and going out in this world and being great. We all
Mm.
are capable of greatness.
Yes. Yes, we all have greatness within us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. They say whatever has a beginning always has an end. We are live with Queen Ariel Griffin. Thank you so much for joining us on this program. And I hope when next I invite you to come share your stories and your inspiration with our audience, you will be willing to come back.
Yes, I will.
All right, great. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, like and share this broadcast because you might just be helping that one aspiring author who has been thinking that it is not possible to write a book while they stay busy. It is possible. That's what Queen Ariel has come here on this platform to share with you. That despite her busy schedule, being a wife, a mom, and an entrepreneur, she still could write a book and she is still working on other books. So if she could do it, it means you too, who's listening to us, can do it. So thank you all for joining us on this program. We are excited to share some amazing ways for you to stay connected with our mission and continue to grow together, whether through donations, inspirational resources, or becoming a part of our community. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. Now, here are ways you can stay connected with us. You can make a donation, you can support our mission and help us continue uplifting lives just by making a donation. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too small. Your generosity allows us to keep spreading hope and positivity. So you can visit our website, johnugulu.com, to make a donation. It's www.johnughulu.com. You can also purchase inspirational books. If you're looking for some inspiration, check on our collection of inspirational books that are designed to motivate and encourage you on your journey. You can get these books on our website, johnugulu.com. Also, you can stay connected with us by listening to this podcast and listening to other episodes of the Morale Booster podcast. All the links are available on our website. You can also join our membership community. You can become a part of our growing community where we uplift and inspire one another every day. All you need to do is subscribe today and receive exclusive content, daily motivation, and access to special events. In fact, we have an event coming up by the end of the year. It's an annual event, an annual award event. Nominations are still ongoing. You can get all the information directly from our website, johnugulu.com. I don't know where you're listening to me from right now. I know by the grace of God, this platform is global. I don't know what you know about yourself, you who's listening to me. I don't even know what the people around you know about you. But hey, listen up. There is one thing that I, John, know for sure about you who's listening to me. And I know that you have greatness within you. Yes, it doesn't matter what you think about yourself, but I know for sure that you have greatness in you. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed and bye for now.